Ethan had always loved the solitude of fishing, the rhythmic lapping of water against his boat, the silence of the early morning, apart from the occasional splash of a fish. He was a man of simple pleasures, but tonight the lake seemed different. The air felt heavy, and the full moon cast an eerie glow over the water's surface. Ethan rowed to his favorite spot, cast his line and waited. Minutes turned into hours, and the usual tranquility he cherished began to gnaw at him. Oddly, the fish weren't biting, and the night grew increasingly still. He decided to reel in his line and head back when something tugged with an unnatural force. He struggled against it, adrenaline coursing through him until finally he managed to pull up his catch. To his horror, it was not a fish. What he had dredged up was an old, waterlogged burlap sack. Curiosity got the better of him, and with trembling hands, he untied the string. The sack opened to reveal a collection of small bones, clearly animal but unsettling nonetheless. As he examined them, he noticed something even more disturbing: a child's tattered shoe among the bones. His heart raced and he tossed the sack into the water, watching it disappear into the depths. Ethan tried to rationalize what he had seen, but his thoughts were interrupted by a chilling whisper that seemed to come from all around him. "Help me." The words were barely audible but unmistakable. He spun around, scanning the lake, but found nothing. The whisper grew louder, more insistent, resonating in his ears. "Help me." He began rowing frantically, desperate to reach the shore. But the lake had other plans. The water thickened as though it had turned to molasses, and no matter how hard he rowed, the boat barely moved. Panic set in as fog began to roll in, cloaking the lake in a suffocating shroud. The whispers grew more frantic, overlapping one another, a cacophony of desperate pleas for help. Suddenly, the boat jerked violently, nearly throwing Ethan overboard. He saw the outline of a hand, pale and thin, gripping the edge of the boat. Another hand emerged, then another, until countless hands grasped the boat, pulling it down into the murky water. Ethan's screams echoed in the night air, but there was no one around to hear them. The lake swallowed him whole, the whispers fading away as quickly as they had begun. By morning, the fog had lifted, and the lake's surface was as calm and serene as ever. Ethan's boat was found drifting aimlessly the next day, empty except for the burlap sack lying at the bottom, its contents mysteriously gone. The lake returned to its peaceful facade, but locals began to talk of the haunted fisherman, whose whispers could be heard on still nights, pleading for help they could never give.